Today we are talking about one of the most talked about events in Nigeria right now. The court case involving Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, and the recent chaotic court session that has everyone talking. This is real-time news you don't want to miss. So, while we dive into this story, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss updates like this. The court session turned dramatic when Kanu reportedly rejected what is being called a secret agreement offer. This moment has created waves across the country because it shows the tension between the government and Kanu, and also the tension within the courtroom itself. Kanu, who has been at the center of Nigeria's separatist movement for years, has always been a controversial figure. He has supporters who see him as fighting for the rights of the southeastern region, and critics who accuse him of actions that threaten national unity. Now, Kanu is facing serious charges, including terrorism and related offenses. The trial has been going on for some time, and the court recently gave him a final warning. The court told him he must present his defense or risk losing his right to defend himself. This is a critical moment because how Kanu chooses to act now could determine the outcome of the entire trial. During this specific session, reports say that a secret agreement was presented to Kanu, which might have offered him a deal of some sort, perhaps a lighter sentence or conditions that could allow him to avoid the full consequences of the charges. But Kanu refused. This refusal is significant. It shows his determination to either fight the case fully on principle or perhaps his distrust in the offer. Some people are wondering whether rejecting this deal is a strategic move or a personal stand for his beliefs. As the court tried to proceed, the session turned chaotic. There were strong exchanges between the judge and Kanu, and the courtroom was tense. Arguments were made over the validity of the law under which he is being tried, over whether he should represent himself, and over his refusal to accept the secret deal. At one point, the atmosphere in the court became extremely charged, with lawyers and officials speaking loudly, objecting, and clarifying positions. It is important to understand why this case matters, not only for Kanu, but for the entire nation. The legal implications are huge. If Kanu continues to reject the court's conditions and refuses to present a defense, the court may move to judgment without his input. This could result in a significant ruling that might set a precedent for how high-profile political cases are handled in Nigeria. At the same time, there are political and social implications. Many of Kanu's supporters feel this trial is politically motivated. They believe it is not just about law and order, but about suppressing a movement that seeks independence or greater autonomy for the southeastern region. For them, the trial is about much more than Kanu. It represents their struggle and their voice. The public perception also matters. Allegations that Kanu's access to his lawyers and documents was restricted raise questions about fairness and transparency. Many people are watching closely, wondering if justice is truly being served or if the process is being influenced behind the scenes. Now, let's talk about the secret agreement itself. While details are not fully public, we can consider why Kanu might reject such a deal. Accepting a deal could mean giving up certain principles or compromising on the cause he represents. It could also mean agreeing to conditions that he feels are unfair or that could harm his credibility with his supporters. By rejecting it, he risks harsher consequences but maintains his stance, which sends a strong message to both the government and his supporters. This moment also has broader implications for justice in Nigeria. Around the world, courts sometimes offer deals or plea bargains to defendants. These can be helpful in speeding up cases and reducing costs. But when they are secret or not transparent, they raise serious ethical questions. People wonder if justice is truly equal for everyone, or if there are double standards for high-profile figures. Kanu's rejection brings these questions into sharp focus. For everyone watching, this is an important point to reflect on. The outcome of this trial is not just about one person. It is about the rule of law, fairness in the justice system, and the trust people have in how the government and courts operate. It is also about national unity and how historical tensions and grievances are handled in modern Nigeria. As we continue to follow this story, remember to hit the like button if you're finding this explanation useful. Share it with friends who want to understand what's happening in Nigeria right now, and subscribe for continuous updates. Every development in this trial could have wide-reaching effects, so staying informed is key. The next big moment in this case is the judgment date set by the court. How Kanu's refusal of the secret agreement will affect the final ruling is a question everyone is watching. Will it strengthen his position, or will it lead to harsher consequences? This uncertainty keeps the public engaged and makes every session in court important to follow closely. Another point to think about is the role of transparency in governance and justice. When secret deals are offered and rejected, it sparks debate about what is fair and just. It reminds all of us to question how decisions are made, how agreements are handled, and whether the public has the right to understand the processes that affect their nation. So, as we watch the events unfold, this story offers lessons about courage, principle, trust, and accountability. Kanu's actions in court show his commitment to his cause, and they also highlight the challenges faced by both the government and the judiciary in handling sensitive, high-profile cases. While this trial continues, it is crucial for everyone to stay informed and engaged. Ask yourself, what would you do in Kanu's position? Would you accept a secret agreement or reject it and face the full consequences? How does this affect your perception of justice and leadership in Nigeria? These are questions worth considering and discussing in the comments section. Remember to like this video and subscribe if you want to stay updated on every development in this case. The story is far from over, and each session could bring new revelations that affect the nation. Keeping up with the facts is essential, and by subscribing, you ensure you don't miss any updates. This trial is a real-time drama that combines law, politics, and personal principle. It reminds us that the actions of individuals can have national impact, and that every decision in the courtroom has consequences that extend beyond the four walls of justice. Now, the court has given Kanu choices, and his next moves are critical. Refusing the agreement shows his confidence and commitment to his principles, but it also increases the stakes. As viewers, we are watching history unfold, and understanding the context behind each decision helps us see the bigger picture. Don't forget, hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe for the follow-up. Every development in this story matters, not just for Kanu, but for how justice, governance, and public trust are seen in Nigeria today. The trial also shows how legal, social, and political factors intersect. High-profile cases like this can influence public opinion, regional stability, and even international perception. Observing the trial gives insight into how laws are applied and how individuals and governments navigate challenging situations. Kanu's choice to reject the deal adds another layer to the story. It challenges us to think about what is more important: personal principle, legal strategy, or immediate freedom. These are questions that are easy to ask but difficult to answer, and they make the story even more engaging for the public. As we continue, remember to engage in the comments. Tell us what you think about Kanu's decision, whether you agree or disagree, and why. These discussions help everyone understand different perspectives and create a fuller picture of the situation. This story is far from over. With the judgment date approaching and public attention at its peak, the next court sessions could be even more dramatic. The implications of the trial will likely be felt across the country and may affect discussions about law, fairness, and governance for years to come.